Okay, enable conf. Then we paste all these comments here. Remember, 10 have been assigned 1 to 6 ports for 10, 9, 16 for 20, and 17 to 24 to 30. We we enter, then uh, okay, assign port to S3 using from the table above. We do the same on S3. Okay, so S3 enable conf. Then we do the same. Okay, there's no specific to. Okay, then we end. Then we end on S2 also. Okay, remember now we have configured. We have assigned all the ports on S2 and S3 to three different VLANs, 10, 20, 30. And here we did the same. Assign ports here. We are doing the same. Okay, configure 3 here, the same. Okay. Now the question is that now you have the ports assigned to VLANs. Try to ping S1 to P6. Remember, S1, 6 are at the same VLAN, right? 10, 192.168.10.0. So we are trying to ping PC1 to P6. P6 is this IP address, and we want to ping it from PC1. So we enter PC1, CMD ping this address. I think it will not work. It's not working. Why it doesn't work? So doesn't 100% loss. Why it doesn't work? Explain. No, the ping wasn't successful. Even though both PCs belong to VLAN 10 as I told you, the switch are not yet configured through trunk links. It means that here or there easier. We are pinging this from this PC, we are pinging this PC, and you know the ping will go this way, right? So this, it doesn't know yet the VLAN 10, neither this nor that, because we didn't configure them as trunk, okay? So this router doesn't know how to reach this switch doesn't know how to, because here it looks like isolated network, a VLAN, and here also the same. So through trunks, VLAN traffic can travel between switches without a trunking here, okay? Now, part 4. Part 4. Okay, we have explained all of this. Now, Dynamic trunking protocol DTP manage the trunk links between Cisco switches, between this and that, and they should be Catalyst 2906 or through 3650. Currently, all the switch ports are in the default trunking mode. Okay? They are in the trunking default trunking mode, which is dynamic auto. These Cisco switches are this way. So if we execute the command, for example, show interfaces trunk, for example, let's check. If we execute this, what you will see, nothing now on S1. For sure S1 we will not see, but if we do it at S2 also we don't see because we didn't configure any trunk, and here also the same. So we don't see anything yet, so no trunk is configured. Okay, so but it's dynamic auto, the default in these Cisco switches catalyst. In this step you will change the trunking mode to dynamic desirable. Why dynamic? Because to do negotiation for the link between switches S1 and S2, which S1 and S2. Here we want to change it from dynamic auto, which is default, to dynamic desirable. What does this mean, dynamic desirable? It means that they start negotiation. Okay, for the link between switches 1 and the switch 2. The link between switches S1 and S3 will be set as static trunk. What does this mean? It means that we want to disable this automatic negotiation and make it static trunk. We force it manually. Use VLAN 999 as the native VLAN in this topology. This is the native VLAN. So we want to make the negotiation desirable between S1 and S2 and force it between S1 and S3 as a static trunk. So one by auto negotiation and one by manual configuration. On switch 1, configure the trunk link to dynamic desirable on the gigabit Ethernet 01 on S1. So this interface here, which is G01, sorry, S1 here S1, this interface, we will make it desirable. Okay, dynamic desirable. So normally it is dynamic auto. If we want to change it from auto dynamic auto to desirable, just to change the word here from auto to desirable. The configuration of S1 is shown below. You take this. Here you want to configure this interface, so you on S1, remember, we know conf G, then we go to interface, then we execute this command to change from auto to auto, remember, on S1. Here you will receive another message on the other part. Other part of the network of the switch is this link S2. If you open the S2, you should see something. And as you see here, we have received a message. Okay. Look, if we change it another, if we execute it another time here at S1, and you execute, look, you go to a switch 2 and you will see it's already done. This is why we didn't see it now. But anyway, okay, anyway, we have now changed the mode at S1 from dynamic auto to dynamic desirable. What will be the result of trunk negotiation between S and S2? So what will be the trunk negotiation between S and 2. The answer, the trunk will form successfully. Why? Because S1, as you know, we have configured it as dynamic desirable, and S2, we didn't touch it, right? So it will work on the default, and the default in this type of catalyst switches is dynamic auto. This is why S2 default dynamic auto. So if we have one switch from one side is dynamic desirable and other on dynamic auto, the result will be trunk. So dynamic desirable actively tries to form a trunk while dynamic auto waits passively. Okay? Therefore, desirable plus auto trunk established. So this waits the other part to decide. The result is a trunk. So if you go to slide to the last, I think before the last slide here. Here you are doing what? Dynamic desirable with dynamic auto. So here and there, so it's a trunk. Okay. Okay. Then, so the result will form, the trunk will be formed, and as you received in S2 here, change to state up to state up. Okay. So remember, in this exercise, we have configured the interface G01 of S1 to form a trunk. On S2, verify that trunk has been negotiated by entering this comment to check if the trunk really is there or negotiated. So we execute this here. As you see, G01 here, it's auto mode. This is the encapsulation, the trunking status, and this is the VLAN